It is Legal Line today on WPSD Local 6 Midday, and Terry Swanson, Emily Roark from the Bryant Law Center are our guests, and we're discussing a pending suit against 3M and the manufacturers of a defective military-grade hearing aid. And of course, we want you to listen to the explanation, but we want you to call in with questions as well. That number is 1-888-208-6946. Now, first of all, let's just sort of recap what this lawsuit that is pending is all about, Emily.
Sure. So 3M's a major corporation in the United States. I'm sure everyone's heard about it. They made earplugs for the military, and these earplugs were designed ineffectively, and 3M knew that, and so our military, who's out there fighting for our freedom, many of them being harmed. They were also not only being harmed as they were fighting, their hearing was being hurt because the earplugs were designed too short, and so they weren't doing their job. And what happened was there was a whistleblower. That whistleblower came forward. There was a lawsuit that was filed, and a lot of information became known at that point that then the courts were able to find out about, and we now know some of that and are going to know a lot more as this case moves forward. So anybody that was in the military, mainly the Army and the Marines, from 2003 to 2015 were issued these earplugs. They're in a case, and if you were in the military, you know them. You probably got them issued to you many times, but they didn't work, and so your hearing was damaged. You probably received a hearing test many times while you were in the military, and you had hearing loss. Sometimes you had tinnitus, which is ringing in the ears. And so this lawsuit is for anyone who was in the military from 2003 to 2015 and had hearing loss or tinnitus. And it's against 3M.
Well, again, we want you to call in with any questions that you may have regarding this topic. 1-888-208-6946. In fact, we have a question already. Mark says, I worked in a job that after serving may have impacted my hearing. Now, how could I prove that the hearing damage I have is from the military? Terrace, you want to take that one?
Sure. Well, it may have an impact on your claim, it may not. We'll have to get in there and look at the facts and see your situation in general. I'd encourage you to call an attorney to have that case evaluated. Usually there's some sort of hearing test that you go through once you come back from deployment, once you are discharged from the military. There's a series of hearing tests that you well know you would have gotten, and so those will be helpful to proving that that hearing loss was because of your deployments.
And the causation in this case is much simpler than that. You don't even have to prove that. Mark Bryant and I were just in Pensacola, Florida yesterday, where the federal judge that's going to handle this case is, and it was pretty much set out that causation is already known. So we're not going to have to prove that you suffered from job loss. If you had hearing loss, it's going to be in your record, as Tara said, and we just have to show that hearing loss. We don't even have to show that it affected your job. So this is a pretty easy case to prove. We just need you to get a hold of us or an attorney if you were in the military from 2003 to 2015, and we need to get your records to show you had the hearing loss. Okay,
well, we're just about out of time for our first segment. We will be back here in just a little bit. Terrace and Emily will be answering more of your questions regarding this pending lawsuit. And again, if you do have questions, feel free to call in 1-888-208-6946.